What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about the Midgar Falls B94 boss. Um, I'm I cleared it with a budget build, as you can see. The recommended power is 327,000. Mine, I beat it with 277,000. And you can see in weapons there are not many OB6 weapons used. Let's look at the boss first. So the boss is weak to earth. It does come with two add-ons, two of these. These are not too hard to kill, so they're not that important. I mean, you do want to kill them first because the sooner you kill them, the less damage they will deal to you, and they don't respawn or anything. So yeah. Okay, but the boss is the main threat in this fight. So this boss is weak to earth. So it is recommended that you use earth here. You technically let me see. Yeah, you could actually beat this boss with non-elemental damage or even other elements, right? So this boss does resist water and wind, so you could use, if you have really strong setup, DPS for fire, ice, or lightning. Those could work, but ideally you would like to use earth because the boss is weak to earth and the add-ons are also weak to earth. So earth is ideal here. The boss has a sigil phase, so you do want circle sigils, and this boss is immune to nothing, which is great news, so you can use any debuffs you want. And then it says this boss uses earth physical attacks, so you would earth resistance and physical defense is useful here. This boss does inflict fatigue, so fatigue is bad for physical teams, so if you're using a magical team, then fatigue will not affect you as much. So ideally you would like to use earth, and ideally you would like to use earth magic. That's ideal, but you can definitely beat this with other elements or earth physical. This boss increases magical defense up on all allies, but this doesn't really matter. This is at the beginning of the fight, and it times out pretty fast anyways, so this doesn't really matter. Yeah. Okay, so with that's the boss. Let's also look at the battle effects in this fight. So the enemies will have a lot of HP. The enemies will have extra physical attack, so I mean it already does physical damage, and it will do even more physical damage, so you really want physical defense. You want physical defense up on your team, and then you also would like to debuff the enemy's physical attack down. You also have weapon C ability potency plus 30, so that means ideally you want to clear this with weapons and not materia. Okay, so that's the boss. Let's look at my team here. First, well, overall, this is my team. I have Lucia is my main DPS, and then with her, I have Vincent as the debuffer and sub DPS, and then Barret is my healer, along with, and he does some buffs and debuffs as well. So let's look at Lucia, the DPS. So for her, I'm using the free costume from the campaign because this costume is giving her some extra damage with 8 points in attack, and it's also giving her boost physical defense. And then this fight is all about physical damage, so this physical defense is nice for this fight. In her main hand, she is using an OB2 Holiday Revolver, so this is the earth magic weapon. Remember I said it is ideal to use earth magic here, so I'm using an earth magic weapon. Yep, it is only OB2, so it is quite weak here. 530. That's quite weak, I would say. In her offhand, this is a free weapon from, I don't remember which event, but one of the events gave this weapon for free, so I do have it at OB10. This is not here for the C ability, it's just here for the R abilities, giving Lucia some defense, right? She's getting HP and she's getting physical defense here, so that's just for her defense. For her limit break, I'm just using her very first one, Queen's Shot. It's just single target, 3000 damage. Nothing special, but just some extra damage whenever she does get to use it. For Materia, she is using a Circle Sigil, because you do need Circle Sigil, and luckily her Holiday Revolver has a Sigil boost Materia slot, so that's Circle Sigil is boosted here, that's nice. And the other two slots are just stat sticks. So, you know, I've got really nice ones. I've got plus 10% magic attack stat sticks. For her sub equipment, it's pure damage. So, you know, Electro Cannon for magic attack and magic ability potency, Mythos Saber for magic attack and ability potency, and Protector's Blade for magic attack to all allies and more magic ability potency. When we look at her stats, she's got 8,700 HP. She's got 5,000 magic attack, 146 magic physical defense. Those are the stats that matter. And then our abilities, she has maxed out her magic attack, level 7. She's got level 7 in physical defense, 2 points in attack, level 3 earth potency, level 2 ability potency, and level 3 magic ability potency. I would say she has pretty good stats. The only weakness here is, you know, she's using an OB2 Holiday Revolver, which is quite weak. Okay, but that's Lucia. She is just here. She's just here to use Holiday Revolver over and over and over again. She's not really here to do anything else. And then going on to Vincent. Vincent is the debuffer and sub DPS. So Vincent, you know, I don't have any costumes, so he's got this, which doesn't really help. But you know, he looks nice. In the main hand, I'm using Chiron OB2. Everyone got this for free when Vincent was released. It came. They gave everyone 3 copies. I think 3 copies, at least 2 copies. I don't remember if the 3rd copy was free, but this is basically free for Vincent. So what this does is it's basically here to decrease earth resist. So when Vincent is 50% HP or more, decrease the earth resist of the enemy. That's basically what it's here for. Debuffing. And the second weapon he's using is OB0 1976. This is really useful here. This is going to decrease the physical attack of all enemies. So there are 3 enemies in this fight, so very useful to decrease all 3 of their physical attack. For his limit break, I'm using just the first one, just simple damage, like Lucia. So it does 2100 damage, but it can do up to triple that. So it could do 6,000% the lower Vincent's HP is. It's just damage. For Materia, I'm running a Circle Sigil. I'm running Bio, which is very important because this boss, well, my DPS is very weak. So when your DPS is weak, like mine, like I'm using just an OB2 Holiday Revolver, then Bio becomes very important. Bio can do most of your damage just from the poison ticks alone. And then the last, Vincent is using a Quake Materia, so he is here to do a little bit of Earth magic DPS, but with a Materia. For sub weapons, he's got what do you call this? 4-star Stream Guard. It's just here for the boost magic attack to all allies, so it's going to increase mainly Lucia's magic attack. And then he's got Sun Umbrella for magic attack. I'm using him. These 2 weapons give boost magic attack, right? Chiron gives 26, 1976 gives 24, and then with Sun Umbrella giving 37, then he gets, you see here, he gets 56 points in boost magic attack to max it out at level 7. So yeah, that's Sun Umbrella's here just to max his magic attack. And the last weapon is a defensive weapon using Hell House Collar. This was a free weapon on one of the events, and it's just here for defense. Like Lucia also had one like this, so it's boost HP and boost physical defense. Yeah, okay, so we've got Lucia as the main DPS. Vincent here is for debuffing, lots of debuffs, and then also a little bit of quake damage. And last, we have Barret is the healer. So for Barret, I'm using his Electro Armor costume, which makes him really tanky. It gives him some HP, and then this gives him physical plus 20% physical defense, which is nice. In the main hand, I'm using Micro Laser, which is his healing weapon, because in the materia slot, his third materia slot gives him an all cure slot, so he can AoE heal the team with Micro Laser. But also it has a really good C ability. It increases magic attack of one of your allies. So he's going to boost Lucia's magic attack, and he can also boost Vincent's magic attack, and it also gives regen, which does heal a good amount actually. So the regen heals a good amount. Yeah, it's nice. And then in the offhand, using Assault Gun for physical defense up. Remember, this boss does physical damage, so this is to buff the entire team's physical defense. Limit Break, I'm using Mind Blow. This is here, it does some damage, but this is here for the debuffs, so this decreases magic defense of the enemy. And then in materia slots, I'm using 2 cures. One is for a single target, and then the third one is for AoE heal. And then the last materia is the Circle Sigil for the Sigil phase. For sub-weapons, I gave him 2 healing weapons. They give heal, and they also give buff debuff extension, both of them. Heal and buff debuff extension, which is buff debuff extension is really important this fight for because Barret wants to be buffing Lucia and Vincent's magic attack, but this is just a single target spell, so it's ideal for it to last longer. So buff debuff extension is really going to help Micro Lasers buff last for a very long time. And it's also going to help Assault Gun last for a long time. Well, not really a long time, but for a good amount of time, because Assault Gun's duration is really short. It only lasts 12 seconds. That's pretty short. So with buff debuff extension, then it starts to be better. And the last slot is more buff debuff extension and some HP for tankiness. So you can see Barret has 11,500 HP. He's got 144 physical defense. He's got 3,000 heal and level 4 buff debuff extension, which makes his buffs and debuffs last an extra 120% longer. Okay, so that is the party. Lucia, main DPS, Vincent, debuffing and a little bit of DPS, and Barret is our healer with some buffs and debuffs. And with that said, let's look at the actual fight.
態だ。
この感じたまらない。